Love Beyond the Sky, chapter 21. As Kian leaned in to kiss Ariana's neck, she wrapped her arms tightly around him, pulling herself even closer to him. Kian held her firmly against his chest. Their heartbeats seemed to synchronize. Ariana's breath was warm and her eyes gently closed, as if she had completely surrendered herself to Kian. Slowly, Kian's fingers traced from her shoulders down to her arms. A subtle shiver ran through Ariana's body. She reached out with her fingers and tried to unbutton his shirt. Kian pulled her even tighter into his embrace. Slowly they both melted into each other's warmth. The moonlight in the room deepened. Kian and Ariana were now completely wrapped in each other, breaths tangled, hearts pounding wildly. Ariana rested fully against Kian's chest, her warm breath brushing against his neck. Kian placed a soft kiss on her neck. Ariana's breathing deepened as Kian began to kiss her down her throat. His hand gently intertwined with hers, their fingers locked together. Kian was about to kiss further down when Ariana suddenly pressed her lips to his neck in a playful gesture. Kian felt a sudden electric jolt run through him. Then, without hesitation, Ariana looked at him with intoxicated and loving eyes and softly bit his neck. A faint pink mark formed on his skin. Startled, Kian widened his eyes, quickly pulled away from her and began to walk out of the room. But Ariana pulled him back again and gave him another love bite on his neck. Kian let out a soft gasp and, in one swift motion, pushed her away and left the room. Kian muttered to himself, "No, this isn't right. I have to control myself." Behind him, Ariana's broken voice called out. She was calling Kian in a drunk, shaky tone. In a weak and trembling voice, she said, "Don't go. Please."
Rohan.
Her voice cracked like a shattered soul calling out in pain. Before she could say anything more, Ariana collapsed unconscious on the bed. The entire room fell silent. Kian stood by the door breathless, his face drenched in sweat, his eyes full of regret. He whispered, "What was I doing? Taking advantage of a girl when she's intoxicated? This is wrong. Deeply wrong." He forced himself to stay in control. Taking a shaky breath, he cast one last glance at Ariana, then walked away. Kian went straight to his room, shut the door, and entered the bathroom. He turned on the cold shower. The icy water hit his body, as though trying to wash away the weight of his guilt. He rested his head against the wall and closed his eyes. Standing under the freezing water, he fought a battle within himself. He muttered, "I was sent here to protect Miss Ariana Roy, and this is what I was doing." The next morning, soft sunlight entered the room. The rays falling through the curtains touched Ariana's face. She wasn't wearing anything, just a blanket covering her body. She smiled slightly in her sleep, stretching and turning over. Suddenly, her eyes opened wide in shock. Her gaze moved down her body. Panicking, she said to herself, Where are my clothes?" Feeling around herself frantically, Ariana screamed in horror. Hearing her scream, the maid and Kian came running. Within seconds, the door burst open and both rushed inside. Kian asked in panic, "Miss Ariana, what happened? Are you okay?" Seeing Kian, Ariana wrapped the blanket tightly around herself and screamed again. Kian too yelled in shock, immediately turning his face away in embarrassment. Covering herself, Ariana shouted, "You! What are you doing here? When did you come? How did you get in?" Kian, stammering with his eyes tightly shut, replied, "Mum, please. What are you doing? Please put on some clothes." Ariana, furious, said through gritted teeth, "Just shut up, answer me. When did you come back? How did you get in?" And, pausing for a moment, she said nervously, Did you Do something to me." Kian, grinding his teeth, still facing away, shouted, What? How can you even think that How could you suspect me?" Ariana, still panicking and shaken, asked, "Then where are my clothes?" What really happened to Ariana that night? Kian had left the room. Then how did Ariana end up in this condition? To find out, stay tuned. Till then, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to stay updated.